100%, and yeah, it's going to be interesting players here as we do see DC's map coming up as Hackham's going to hold on the B, get the information and just rotate back. DC have got a very big habit of just making sure that they are able to get that quick movement towards the site as they do in Mirage. They go straight up in middles on the first round rushes terrace. I've seen them do it on Dust, and there you go. Pocket Up's getting one straight up middle as Cannibalistic goes down. They're going to push through into that A site, so all going to come down to Explicit. Can he get off this trade? He doesn't. Flares takes him down, and he's going to be a one-on-one situation. He drops it. Apocalypse and Star picks up Flares and Spoof. So, 2v4 situation.
Yeah, great round here from DC. This will be their third pistol round across the two maps so far. But they've lost both rounds after that, so let's see how this goes. If carboN are going to pick up the second round, or if DC will finally win that second round after winning the pistol.
Yeah, they're going to need to do it because that's the third pistol in a row they've won, and this is their map, so time to shine.
Yeah, that's exactly it, and we see the CZs and P250s coming out now for carboN. Obviously, they're going to be trying to hold some close or tighter angles with these guns, but DC 2 rifles and 3 SMGs.
So the movements, obviously, sorry, I'm just going to lost you there for a couple of seconds. I'm just going to go into the plays though, and I wanted to just see here that stack up on the A site. Very nicely done as Elusive, just going to hold obviously in deep.
Yeah. Looks like, I mean, the bomb a little bit undecided at the moment, but, or undecided rather, but Explicit getting taken out to 10 HP, but takes down Cunny and DC. I enjoy how slow they're playing this and trying to wait for carboN to make the mistake where we saw how aggressive they were playing on Mirage. Back to their old ways are they at the moment?
Nice and slow plays by DC, just making sure they get a pick or two. Obviously that nade coming out, and Explicit down to 10 HP. Here we go, Hackham in the corner, getting nailed out, but nothing happening. Can he move out in time? The A site again breached as DC can try and pass. Duke can get a headshot. Let's take down one. Flares takes down Style, and there we go. And trade up, and there's the second round going to go in favor of carboN. By this rate, 10 HP Explicit is going to have to be absolutely impressive here to try and take down these three.
Yeah, that's come on. What's happening, guys? This is the third round, or the third time in a row that DC have won the pistol and lost the following round. So that's been played. As much as we're giving it to DC, we're saying they're struggling. carboN are just playing so strongly on these force-ups with these CZs and P250s, and now they find themselves 2 Galils and an SMG, so they're not going to have to buy up all too much, and great round there by carboN on the CT side.
I agree with you, and it's going to be tough for them again. I think their morale's going to be quite dropped, so they need to take this third round or fourth round at least to try and make sure that they're able to respond to that, because 3 pistol returns is not going to be good for their favor.
Yeah, definitely not, and I mean, carboN, this is a replica for what's happened in the past couple of the past map as well. Cunny and Spoof locking down that crossfire, and carboN or Flares, he chimes in with one for himself.
Yeah, I'm going to leave that to you. Sorry, I just had to reconnect there. I was getting no HP on the players. So
Okay.
a 4v1 situation. Hellhound going to stay all the way in B, but spoofing them, I don't think they're going to allow it. And
I've lost my co-caster there. It sounds
sorry,
like
no, it isn't. I'm all the way back. Hellhound going to take a hard Hackham as well. So it's going to be a tight moment as they have a 1v2 situation. So DC all relying on Hellhound. Can they make it their favor to return it and make sure this doesn't happen?
Yeah, I mean, Hellhound, he's got the equipment and the Galil, but no bomb. And take a look at the positioning from both Flares and Cunny, locking down this bomb.
Very nicely done by them.
Hellhound puts on one, and he gets a lot of damage on it. He actually finds the frag, and oh, very, very, very close there. Flares is closing it out, and I mean, if they can get a solid CT side going here, I think Damage Control are in for a very, very negative scoreline.
Agreed. It's going to be tough for them, so they're going to need to pick it up, and they're going to need to get strong, otherwise carboN going to run away with this before they're even able to get into the terrorist side.
Yeah, it definitely is, and We see the buy coming out now from DC. Maybe a little bit unexpected here by carboN. They've got Galils and AKs. Not that much equipment though to their name. We see Hellhound. He's been phenomenal so far. He's really been the shining light as well as Style for DC across these past 2 games. And let's see how carboN reacts, only having 4 players. That's how Flares reacts. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm 100% here. It's a very good return there as they're going to move towards the A side with that, or B side with that bomb, as Cannibalistic is already kept from rotating as Gandalf just stays in the boiler. They're still fighting off from the A side as B is entered. The Luce is going to try to fight a hole for Hellhound. He doesn't get it. And there we go. The bomb is going to go down as an open side with 3 players rotating. Very nicely done by DC. Very, very well played.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about how important these first buy rounds are for the teams. And if DC are able to take this round, we see now a 2nd kill for Hellhound, or 3rd rather.
Left your channel.
Explicit gets himself one now. It's all down to Flares. And he looks like, he's found himself on 28 HP. Explicit closing out the round. So great round there by DC. carboN aren't going to have enough money to buy for maybe another. They could force, I guess, in the next round, but they are going to be on an eco going into the 5th round.
Yeah, and well done by them. So to make sure that they at least take back a round, that they keep that confidence going, because DC need, I'd say in this way, they need to keep 7 rounds here, because carboN have got a very strong terror side, and in general, their entry frags are really good.
Yeah, as much as you say that, DC have also got a very strong CT side, so I would say that DC only need 5 rounds on the C side because of how monstrously strong historically their CT side is. I think 5 rounds would be enough for DC going into the 2nd half, but I may be sorely mistaken.
Very possible, I guess. I mean, DC are very, very much known for their patience and their ability to hold out when, going gets tough. They're able to take the rounds on the sides of the maps when they need to at the most. So maybe it's their night and maybe they'll keep it, but obviously they did have that original sub, and King being gone now, Gandalf returns, and not picking up a kill this half or this map. But, the team has been playing, this team specifically has been playing since 2001. Flash coming out, Spoof going to take down Apocalypse with that P250. So, tricky stuff.
Yeah, definitely is. And I mean, 4 versus 4 now with the AK. He arguably should have got the frag to style. Now it's Flares chasing him down. He does get the kill. Now 3 versus 3. Elusive gets one on the B side, which he plays so well, but that relinquishes control of the B side to the DC players, and now gonna have to be a retake. They're coming from the same place. Hack'em with the P250. He's gonna be leading the charge, and I'll leave it to you to give us the rest.
No, that was brilliantly done. Hack'em gonna keep his head on it, and look at this, all up to the bomb with defuse on Flares. Can it be a 2-on-1? Gandalf's gonna have to fight this off very well as he gets the cross up. He gets one Flares, gets a second, very nasty held. 3-2 DC, so nicely done, as we see a pause coming out.
Yeah, that shouldn't have been that close at all. DC really should have closed out the round a little bit easier, considering they were up against 5 pistols there, but carboN taking it down to the wire, and they will be able to force that by with 1 from us and 4 M4s if they choose to, and of course I would be very surprised if they didn't. So next buy round really defines how, might define how the rest of the half goes. If DC pick up the next buy round, they're going to have a very strong C side, but if carboN can pick it up, there's no telling where to from here.
Yeah, it is going to be tricky. It's going to be all up to those initial players and just being able to read if the rotations are coming early. I feel DC are doing nicely now to change it up and get going. And the initial pick obviously is going to come down to that moment of patience.
Yeah, it certainly is. And have a look at the equipment for carboN esports to work with. It's not much to talk of. Only 1 smoke left for the next minute and 15 remainder of the rest of the round. And DC leaving the bomb at the bottom of T ramp. 4 players actually bunched up, or 3 players bunched up in apps. Bit of team play going around there. 2 at the bottom of Banana, and have a look at Elusive. He's pushed up very aggressively in Banana. They've left him to be by himself, where he's smoking up at the bottom of Banana, and then he holds it by himself. 50 seconds left, and not too much coming out from DC at the moment.
Yeah, very patient and just making sure they all getting spotted out there. Did Spoof get his leg shot? He did get a little bit of information, and there we go. The rotations are going to come out, making sure the cross is there. The bomb hasn't been spotted yet, so it's all going to be up to that time.
Yeah, the bomb now coming around in 25 seconds left. It's going to be a blender at the moment. Spoof and Flares just really shutting down this DC push. Flares has got himself 3 from apps or balcony rather, and shouldn't be too much problem for them to close out the round, and it's not. So really nice high round there from carboN Esports.
Yeah, nicely done by them, and obviously the full bar being a bit of an influence, forcing DC back into the save. We do have a shotgun, I believe I saw there somewhere, unless I was mistaken, but a little bit of a bug on my screen or my brain. But with this way, a 3v3, the save coming out, three nades, so I'm assuming a B rush, and there it is. Here, the Flash is elusive, hearing the nades going, and carboN are tearing holes into DC's rush. Not even one man drop there. 29 HP, brilliantly done in the 4K onto Hack'em, like you mentioned.
Yeah, Hack'em finding himself 4K, and see, not so sure if I'm a big fan of this play. Opting to go for the rifles in this round, but really no equipment to speak of. They've got 2 smokes. I expect a very aggressive pusher from DC.
Would you say DC are getting to the point where their original strategies are not working, so they're kind of going for it, or would you say that this?
Before this game, DC were very known to be a slow playstyle team, not very aggressive. Let the time run down before they make any decisions, and you've seen how aggressive they've looked to have been in the past, in Mirage and this map as well. We see them opting to go for the force buy and being on the T side. I don't think that's necessary, but Apocalypse straight away finds the kill onto Flares, who's been pivotal for carboN, but Spoof has come around and he's evened it back down to 4 versus 4.
Very interesting plays by them, and I mean, it's just well played by carboN. I think they're holding the depth inside. Banana is forcing the A rush the A movement every round. Hack'em getting 1 as he gets traded up, and Spoof getting 2nd. So there's nothing more to speak of than a 2v1 trade every single time.
Yeah, but have a look at where the bomb's going. The bomb's trying to wrap through CT, but Spoof, he's to the wiser. He's not pushing out anywhere, as the elusive hasn't fed him any information, and the bomb kind of stuck in CT spawn at the moment. There's going to be some help coming out from Hellhound here. Elusive is the only man on the B site at the moment, and will they expect him to be here?
3v2, and we're going to have the bomb going towards B. Can he hold it? Elusive already knowing where it is. It's all up to the trade up to the crosses there. The rotations are there. Cannibalistic, 3 bullets, and the end of the round, 5-3 to carboN.
Yeah, really nicely played there by carboN once again, and now have a look at the economy on DC. They're going to be forced into a pistol round, so carboN, they look like quite a scary team once they get their momentum going, once they start stringing a few rounds together. We had the pleasure of seeing them with have a really great T side on the first map, and now the CT side is looking extremely strong, but of course we're still quite early in the game, and DC can never be written out considering they are on T side of Inferno. And I said earlier, I think that they only need about 5 rounds on this T side to give them a shot at winning this map.
The play has been good though, and I must admit that the amount of carry that was experienced in the previous round, the amount of carry that was experienced in the previous map is completely different to the way that the team play is going this map.
Yeah, I mean, that's such a great point you make. Last map we saw individual performances coming out from Hack'em, from Style, but this map the kills seem to be a bit more spread across the teams, and that might be credited to the map being something like an Inferno where team play is just so important. And
no, Hayes, you got me. Sorry, you cut out completely and then came over across with some lag. But Hack'em going to trade up with Explicit, and we're going to get a 1-1 down. Obviously, a 2v5 situation here. Can he get the bomb down is all that matters.
Well, he does manage to get the bomb down, and of course that's going to boost the economy for DC, but that's all it will be. Well, that's all you really want on an eco, or will it all it be? I mean, he's got himself a 3k already, but Blaze with the really impressive spray down, he finds himself the frag, so I mean, carboN, this is their 6th round. 2 from here for DC.
DC, they're going to need to get into that banana if they're earlier. They're going to need to get in earlier or at least counter smoke it. Something else to get through because, or wait it out. You don't need to push. Let them get the information, smoke it out, counter smoke it to force them to be stuck in banana and then trade it up. Because the amount of information that those two B players are giving to the carboN side is creating all the problems.
Yeah, and what's really also very big is that because they're so aggressively smoked in banana, they only need one person to hold that banana, and Elusive, being of the caliber that he is, he can do that by himself, which allows carboN to rotate an extra player over towards the A side. So whether it's a B or an A, they've got a very strong hold on either the choke points or the site. So carboN doing everything right at the moment.
Yep, I agree with you there, and I must admit the rounds that they lost by 1 man, 2 men, and 3 and 4. Well, the pistol round, so which they took back anyway. And in the end, it is good to see that carboN are still able to hold all the angles. Flair's going to pick up the first kill already. DC going to rotate straight towards B, but this is not such a great idea, as I feel Elusive is going to be shortly rotating, as they know that Gandalf will be the only man pushing through here, as this is the second or third time they've attempted this.
Yeah, Hackam waiting quite aggressively in the smoke there. He actually spots out the figure of Hellhound moving through the smoke, but not able to find the frag. And 5 versus 4 now, 30 seconds left on the clock. Gonna be that B play from DC.
Yeah, it's going to be forced, but maybe not. Here we go. Bomb going to try and go back. Nope, a bit of a fake with a run out as Spoof, obviously, and Hackam sitting inside the side, coming quite deeply. But there we go, the push coming out. Apocalypse trying to trade off Spoof, doesn't work out. Elusive going massive. And there we go, Style going down the trail on trading. Gandalf trying to go big. Both players dropping immediately, and a 7-3 on the last 3 seconds. Unfortunately, not in a place on that they want to be, as DC needing to find something more. The bars are coming out as they are already receiving their loser's bonus.
Yeah, I mean, what a round there from Elusive. We've seen across, no matter what a team he plays in, when he played an Energy, he was playing the B side for them, and he was playing it just as well as he's playing it now. But let's see what DC do with this first frag. It looks like the answer is going to be aggression. And Fairs, can he find something? I mean, he picks 2 players, Gandalf and Hellhound, both but down to 9 HP. Really nice play there from Flares, but look at how aggressive DC are being here.
It's brilliantly done by them, and I think their luck is definitely in their favor tonight, as they just, look at that, another situation of a nade in the hand, and after the 2 double headshots. So I mean, you know, carboN are really in favor of a situation of, you know, just being in almost CS Gaben luck, as they would almost put it. And 7-3, Flair's getting Style, so it's all going to come down to this final couple of picks as a 3v2.
Well, 3 versus 3 actually, as Gandalf and Hellhound both on 9 HP, Flair's on 4 HP, and now the push is going to come on. Hellhound gets himself one. Really nice cross try here from DC, which enables them to get all 3 frags. Hellhound finding himself 2, and great round there by DC.
And very well done by them, as they do take their 4th round. Obviously, it's going to be important for them to keep the momentum going. 1 in 7 rounds is not going to be good enough.
Yeah, certainly isn't. I mean, carboN setting up very, very nicely at the moment, but DC looking for that aggression once again. They're going to go straight into the B side. Can Elusive do what he has been doing so well? He gets himself one, he transfers the spray, but he gets brought down, and that's big. He needed to get more than that done. All up to Hackam now. It's in the corner. They know where he is. He gets one, but once again, that's not going to be enough. Or is it? The rotations have come through. Spoof going straight through the smoke. Gets himself one. He gets a second. Gandalf eventually finding Hackam, but now a 2 versus 3. Definitely in favor of carboN eSports.
I agree with you, and Gandalf and Style not able to hold the bomb, so it's going to be quite an awkward position for them to pick it up.
Well, certainly is, and carboN not getting overly aggressive at all, holding their angles, not wanting to push into the site. The ball's in DC's courts at the moment. They need to make the first move to actually get the bomb and get it down. carboN waiting patiently.
It's going to be very important. Obviously, the bomb going to have the sound effect, and Style going to take one down, and Flares trades it back, and again the Style big. So 1v1.
Style actually landed the hit onto Cunny. Cunny now down to 18 HP. Cunny faking it out, trying to get Style to come around. He gets the frag. That's so unfortunate. Style with some insane shots there to maybe try and give DC some hope, but carboN retaking the site with Cunny left alive, and wow, that was a really nice shot there by Style, or really nice 3 shots there by Style.
Brilliantly done by him, but I'm a little bit disappointed because he did quite a bit of a run through that construction area, and as soon as he came out, that sound effect was given because the bomb was close enough. He did plant it, so it wasn't a situation if he wasn't sure where the closeness of it. Obviously, map available as well, so it's going to be important for them to try and use a little bit more patience with regards to that, because you know that's what is their normal play style, and obviously then once you get 5 or 6 rounds, here we go, straight pushing straight through, and Hackam taking down 2.
Yeah, exactly, and I mean, that's just testament to how strong carboN have been in these past few rounds. Flares finds another, and all falling to pieces for DC at the moment. Of course, DC are playing with that stand-in spoof, closing out the round, but just going back to that point, DC playing with Gandalf instead of Instant, who's on holiday at the moment and vacation. And not working out too well for them at the moment. We see he's not doing too badly. He's 3rd on the score, 5 and 10 at the moment. But Flares is the man for carboN. He's 18 and 7.
Yeah, no, very nicely done, and obviously, you know, Instant not being in the country is maybe a little bit of a problem, seeing that they got some nice practice going and some nice ideas and good strats back at the Axeland a few months or a month or so ago. So with the situation, I mean, carboN are really pushing straight out to make sure. I mean, what is that? Nothing more than a couple of seconds to the final round. Yeah, a 2-2-1 split between Spoof, Flares, and Cannibalistic.
Yeah, and this is the last round now. If DC can take this, give them a bit of momentum going into the second half, but carboN have just been looking so... I mean, they've looked like a bit of a wall on the CT half after those 2 rounds that they lost in a row. They won 5 in a row, and now they're looking for their 4th in a row. Alhan looking for that entry in Banana once again. He's one of those players like Freiburg for NIP, does the same job. He tries to control Banana no matter where they're going on the round, and Cunny's going to be the man to see action first. He gets himself 1, but he's going to need to get more. Apocalypse does, but Spoof coming in for the support. Flares as well, and now it is all down to 2 men left for DC. And I mean, like we spoke about earlier, how strong the CT side has been for carboN. 2 players left for DC, making their way towards the A side. Spoof finds himself 1, and that's his 2nd for the round. Style with a Galil. So much left to do, but so little time. 44 seconds left. They know where he is. Hackam rotating out now, leaving Elusive with the AWP alone in B site, and Style kind of tentatively pushing around towards the A bomb site, but you don't see him getting all that much done, which should give carboN their 11th round. And going into the T half with 11 rounds, you should be relatively happy. I mean, if you take the pistol, that's huge. That's really the game. So DC, as we were expecting, Flares gets the fragments of Style. That takes it an 11-4 half, and I think that may be just few too many for carboN to allow DC to come back on the CT side. But I wouldn't be all that surprised. We know DC have got a very strong CT side. We didn't really see it featuring on Mirage, but Inferno is one of their stronger maps, and DC opting up to buy 2 kits, which is quite interesting. You don't often see 2 kits being bought up by
No, you don't.
And
I completely agree with you, but I think that maybe they're expecting that carboN will do quite a bit of a rush just to get the bomb down, so they don't want to have a situation of having an A dropping 3 players. Well, there we go. Spoof already taking down Style as they expected the movement straight up of A, or straight up of middle, should I say. And, the rotation now not being able to be had, obviously, because A can only have the 2 players, but Apocalypse is already going. Big risk because of the fact that the smoke is not going to be doing much besides the fact carboN is going to be moving towards it.
yeah, I mean, that's all 5 carboN players stacked up in Banana at the moment.
And nicely done by them.
Yeah, indeed, and now we're going to see them execute. Will this be carboN's first pistol round of this match? See them finding the first frag. They've been in this position before. Wall of smoke on B. Flares with the bomb is actually pushing into back construction as well as Hackam. And they're sandwiching in the players here from DC on the B side. Flares spots him out, and Flares does get the kill Are they going to expect another player to be... Well, I lied, there actually wasn't another inside. They actually did get the kill. So, 2 players left, 1 player left for DC. carboN find their first pistol round.
Very nicely done by them, but it's going to be important for them to hold. Obviously, DC not being able to do that up to now.
Yeah, and that's, like we said, first off, that's this pistol round. If carboN win this, puts them in a really strong position going into the rest of the map, where we see them full saving on this round. I won't be surprised if we see them buying up FAMASs in the next round. It's something that they do like to do. But the aggression is coming out from carboN in Banana. And he finds one, Flares finds the other. That's the B side being completely crushed open. Or mainly crushed closed, but kicked open like a door.
Very nice done by them.
Yeah, and all 5 players still alive on carboN. Of course, DC, not too much expected of them having only 3 pistols, and Spoof is going to be the man they're targeting with his AK-47. Hellhound's going to be able to get it, and he's going to try and hurry away with that to keep that to go into the next round, where I would expect DC to force out a buy.
Nah, I agree, and they need to take everything to the balls to the walls. They've got nothing else to lose now.
Yeah, they really don't, and Hellhound's actually going to go down to Hack'em, so it's an AK-47 taken out of the hands of DC.
Very well played by them.
Yeah, very nicely played, and looks like I had it wrong. They aren't going to go for the force buy, they're going to full save so that they can get maximum equipment and maximum rifles going into the first buy round, which will be the 4th round.
It's going to be a do or die, I guess.
Yeah, as in the 19th round for the match.
There we go. Can carboN come straight through? They're going to make a lot of noise though. And I think this is very interesting as Apocalypse gets one, doesn't get a second, can he get... Nope. And there we go. B is opened up. The rotation's already in though.
Once again, just brute force straight through the top of Banana to get into that B side. Of course it is against pistols, but Hack'em is entering has been on point tonight. Players as well, and Spoof, he's 21 and 11 at the moment, so Elusive and Cunny not really even featuring this map. We see Flares getting himself his 26th frag. He's 26 and 7 at the moment, so he's playing extremely well.
I know, I agree, and it's been nice to see the pickup at the end of the quite even first maybe 10 rounds it was. I mean, the players are pretty much evened up on both DC and carboN, but now, I mean, Flares running away with it.
Yeah, and this is it for DC. They've got everything they could ask for, with the exception of the Molotovs, of course, or the incendiaries on the CT side. That's why they decided to save so much in the first 2 rounds. We often see teams going for that force buy in the 2nd round, but they opted to full save. They could afford that extra flash grenade and that smoke grenade going into this round, and let's see if it will pay off.
No, very, very well, very, very important, shall I say, with regards to the patience. And at that moment of while we're waiting for this patience from carboN, I'm going to have to announce that the winner of the fight now is going to Steven. So they will be contacted, and ladies and gentlemen, please have no hesitation to like, share, and comment on the post of the games on each fight night, and you will be able to win a gut knife urban masked every single game that is played to the community from Altitude Gaming Esports. So thank you to them very much so, and here we go straight back into the game.
Yeah, it's going to be DC a man down already, and carboN with 5 players pushing into this B side very aggressively. They've got their smokes down, and 30 seconds left. Explicit's pushing around through CT. He doesn't actually spot anybody, and there is still Gandalf on this side. 24 seconds left, and still a few smokes for carboN to work with. Gandalf finds himself one. Can he come out with anything more? Style gets one, but Gandalf does go down, and Spooky is just cracking open this side. He finds himself one. Can he get the second with the Tech 9? No, he can't. Style on 8 HP, and oh, Hellhound doing what Hellhound does getting an incredible headshot. Hack'em holding very, very closely and aggressively, which costs him his life. He goes down. Can Hellhound get this round? No, he can't, but Style can. And that was a 2 versus 4 there, or 2 versus 3. Not sure, one of the two, but really nicely played there by Hellhound. Just coming off of the A side and showing, come on guys, this is how it's done.
Brilliantly done by him, and keeping them alive by the edge of their chin, or the edge of their chair, and everybody else is just waiting for it. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what they're going to be able to do with the final bar before carboN has to go into the save.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And like you said, carboN going to have to eco in the next round if they do lose this, but that's still one full round away, and we've seen how strong carboN have been, so could be a long walk for DC. But regardless, DC have got a long game ahead of themselves as carboN make their way towards the A site, having no presence in Banana.
Yeah, and very interesting play from there because obviously should DC have any inclination, which they don't at the moment. Oh, sorry, I won't even interrupt. That's takes down two. carboN gonna return one with Hacker taking down Style, and they're gonna need to try and take this A side quickly before the rotations come straight from B. There we go, Hackam getting a second in a 3-on-3 situation with the last man left inside A. Can he hold on? Oh, wow. Hackam going huge here. He's got a 3v2 situation. Can he make it a maximum of a draw for this map for carboN?
You mean a minimum? If it was a maximum, they couldn't win. But now 3 versus 2, carboN put themselves in the best position they could have asked for. Gandalf gets 1, and Apocalypse does as well. So now it's all of a sudden 1 versus 1 between Spoof and Apocalypse. But Spoof closing out the round on 16 HP. And that is the 15th round for carboN, and a horrible economy for DC.
I must admit, sorry, I wasn't implying towards DC's maximum they could achieve.
Yeah, and then they go into the overtime, but DC have got a long haul ahead of them. That is 10 match points that they're going to have to find if they're going to want to stand a chance.
Definitely so. I agree with you so much, and I'd like to thank everybody before the map ends or the round ends, in case. I'd like to thank the sponsors, both Kingwin, Vera, MSI, 8Frag, and obviously Altitude. This is the Fight Night and DC versus carboN eSports Original Ventus.
Yeah, and it's not looking so great for DC. We saw them go down on the first map, which was Mirage 16-9, which was carboN's pick. And now on Inferno, DC's pick, they're down 15-5 at the moment. And I don't think anybody really expected such a dominant performance from carboN. Having said that, DC aren't done yet. 2 versus 2. Style with that D has found himself one so far. And Hellhound with the AK-47 working his way up Banana where he is so familiar. Oh, Style finds himself a second. It's all up to Elusive now. The experience, the clutch monster is going to have to come up bigger. He gets Hellhound, and now it's all down to Style. And down HP. Can he find the frag? Style gets it and keeps DC in the game. Really nicely played there by Style. And every time it looks like it's going sour for DC, somehow they manage to edge it out.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
DC both not a great buy there, but able to work with what they had, and Style with that Desert Eagle got a lot of work done, and Hellhound also with that AK-47. So 15-6 at the moment. carboN are going to be forced onto an unfavorable buy with 2 Tech 9s, Desert Eagle, and 2 AK-47s. 15-6 at the moment, so not looking great, but
I agree with you. They're not looking so great for them, but very nicely done. And I'm going to say that that round went purely based on that Deagle ability from Hellhound. I'm sorry, from Style, because I mean that ability he's got on land is a different story. But very nicely done. And that single click in middle, the one, brilliantly done.
yeah, very impressive. But still, a lot of work for DC to do here. I mean, that's one round of the 10 that they had to find. Now they need to find 9 more. They do want to edge out that draw, and carboN not on the best buy. Hellhound gets the first into flares on that apartment's ledge, and Hackam now setting up for a smoke to push into the A side. 4 of the remaining carboN esports players are waiting at the top of middle to try and break through onto this A site, and there is 3 DC players waiting for them at the moment, and now the execution's coming out. Hackam finds the first to take it into a 4 versus 4. But, Hackam actually gets himself a second, but it's going to be up to Hellhound to get a lot of work done. Actually gets taken down by Hackam, this man. Once again, man, this guy is so strong on the A side. This is the second time where he's rescued his team from a negative position. And Elusive, this should be the game for carboN esports. Elusive gets himself one, and it's all up to Gandalf the Scandin to try and clutch this 1v3. He has got a kit, but not much else going for him. Especially now in his position. Elusive closed out the game. That's 16-6 for carboN, completely walking over DC, and wow, what a performance from carboN esports.
Very nicely done by them, and wow, very, very well played by the old Ventus / new carboN. So brilliant, actually. I can't fault them on any of their players, any of their problems. So yeah. From that, I'd like to thank once again the sponsors Kingwin, Vera, MSI, 8Frag, and obviously Altitude for the Fight Night event with DC versus carboN. Not to forget that there will be a Gut Knife Urban Mask given away every single Fight Night matchup. purely due to Altitude Gaming Esports. So thank you to them. Thank you to CSGO Lounge. And obviously, I'm Wham. This is my co-caster Hayes. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, and have a great evening.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Disconnected.